So you have a great idea for a new product and want to get it into retail stores and customer hands around the world? Stay tuned to learn the shortcut that you can use to get your products in stores just like I did. Hi, I'm Lisa Lloyd, and for more of the best inventor and entrepreneurial tips, tricks, and strategies, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified every time I post a new video. Wholesaling goods is nearly an $8 trillion business in the US alone. Who wouldn't want a piece of that pie? Well, that was my dream when I launched TC Pets, a line of stuffed animals with secret compartments inside for kids. I spent nearly a year developing the product, finding a manufacturer in China, importing and selling to consumers and stores, and then of course fulfilling those orders. Spoiler alert, I was in way over my head. I took it as far as I could with my own money and with the help of some small investors, but I still needed funding to help me cover all of the startup costs, most of which were mistakes through my learning curve. The bottom line is I spent about 3 years of blood, sweat, and tears to get it into over 400 stores, only to fail by running out of runway. Tell me if you can relate in the comments below. I know I'm not alone. When you have a new product, it's best to start with a small test of real-world sales. This way you can prove that you have the right product at the right price and set the stage for operating a business later that you can scale. You do this by selling direct to customers with marketplaces like Etsy or Amazon, or you could wholesale to small boutique stores in your area. And then, with the right business model in place, you can slowly start to scale that business in a much more manageable way. But what if you do the test and realize that being in the business of business, dealing with all the manufacturing, the sales, the distribution, and all of that work operating that business just isn't for you? Well, that's what happened to me with the French twister. I really loved the creative process, cutting things up, gluing them back together, playing with different materials, building models, and making a brand new product that I could introduce to the world. But making and selling the product became a full-time job and not one that I really liked. So I pivoted to a licensing business model. Now, licensing is giving someone else the right to make, use, and sell your intellectual property, or IP. Now, IP can be a patent, a copyright, or a trademark. These are all property that you personally own the rights, the exclusive rights to. So if you have a consumer product, for example, with maybe a twist to it, and you filed a provisional patent application, then you could license that patent pending product to a major brand who would then make it and sell it wholesale to retail. Then you get paid a royalty percentage, kind of like a commission, on all of those sales. And now the company that you licensed it to is responsible for all of that pricing, inventory, fulfillment, packaging, sales, receivables, everything, that whole back office. And what's better is you are not just getting the benefit of their supply channels, lowering the cost of goods so that your product costs less and is more affordable for the consumer, but also getting the leverage of their distribution channels and their brand. Now that means that your product will be wholesaled into all of those major retailers that you wanted to get into, but under that brand in the stores they're already in. And people will trust and are more likely to buy a product from a known brand than if you had managed to get that same product at the same price into the same store under your own brand. With the French Twister, I was in every major retailer within the first 18 months of doing my deal with Scuncy. And it even made the top 10 What's Hot list in Walmart for the first couple months it was in stores. Now, there's no way I could have done that on my own in my first 2 years of business selling that same product. Okay, so you may be saying, sure, but then I'm giving up 95% and maybe getting about a 5% royalty rate. That's too much to give up for my business. Well, then stick with wholesaling. It's the right business model for you. But if you're saying, wow, I get to be the creator of amazing new products and just pass all of that work and risk off to those companies and they're going to pay me for that, then the licensing business is for you. If that's you, then book a free consultation with me to map out your path to licensing success. or you can take my free 1-hour course, How to License My Ideas. You'll find links to both of those in the description below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to be notified every time I release a new video each week. Happy inventing!